The night was heavy with tension, the kind of silence that preceded gunfire. Black cars lined the street like shadows come to life, engines humming low while men in dark suits stepped out one by one. They carried weapons with casual ease, the type of men who were accustomed to blood. And in the middle of them all stood John Jungkook. The mafia boss lit his cigarette, smoke curling upward, his sharp eyes fixed on the house at the end of the lane, the Min residence. Surrounded. His voice was low, commanding, and absolute. No one leaves. Yes, boss. His men dispersed quickly, shadows slipping into position. Jungkook looked toward the house. The debt wasn't money. No, Min Seok's sin was far greater. A spy feeding information to Jungkook's rivals, hiding behind his respectable family name. When Jungkook discovered the betrayal, Min fled like a coward, abandoning his home but leaving behind the two people he loved most, his daughters. Jungkook's lips curled in disdain as he exhaled smoke. Coward. I'll make him watch as everything he loves is torn away. His original plan was simple: take Rika Min, the eldest daughter, an entrepreneur, a polished known face, valuable leverage. Jungkook had read her files, her strengths, her weaknesses. The front door slammed against the wall as heavy boots filled the hallway. Dark suited men poured inside, guns glinting beneath the dim lights. Rika shot to her feet instantly, her phone clutched tightly in her hand. Who the hell are you? She snapped, her tone sharp, unyielding. Her eyes narrowed, darting from one man to the next, scanning their faces like she was memorizing them. Don't move. One of Jungkook's men barked, striding forward with lethal precision. In one swift motion, he yanked the phone from her grip. Rika gasped, stunned for only a split second before she straightened her back. Give that back, she snapped, her voice trembling with fury rather than fear. You break into my house and think I'll just sit quietly? I will. Sit down. Another man stepped forward, pressing the cold barrel of a gun directly against her temple. For a moment, the room went still. Her chest rose and fell sharply, but she didn't cower. You are making a mistake. Do you even know whose house this is? That's exactly why we are here. The man smirked darkly, forcing her toward the couch. Now sit before I decide you are not worth keeping alive. Rika's legs trembled, but her eyes burned with defiance as she was shoved onto the cushions. You bastards won't get away with this. She spat, glaring at the armed man, even with a gun still aimed at her head. From the corner of the room, one of them sneered. You are brave, lady, but let's see how brave you'll be once the boss arrives. Then the front door swung wider and a ripple went through the men in black. Their postures straightened automatically as a figure entered, tall, broad shouldered, the kind of presence that silenced the room before he spoke. Jungkook stepped inside like he owned the house, his eyes cold and unreadable, locked on Rika immediately. Put the guns down, Jungkook said without raising his voice. The command was so sharp the two men lowered their weapons a fraction, but stayed close. Rika's breath hitched. So you are the one behind this. She spat, trying to steady her trembling fingers. Behind this, Jungkook's brow ticked up, a ghost of a smile curling his lips. Your father made his choices. I'm here to collect the debt. What debt? She shot back. We don't owe you anything. Oh, but you do. Jungkook took another step closer, his shoes clicking on the hardwood. Min Seok thought he could spy on me, feed my secrets to my enemies, run when he was found out. He can hide all he wants, he can even run to hell if he likes, but his debts still bleed through his family. Rika stiffened. You don't scare me, she said, but her voice cracked at the edge. Jungkook's smile turned colder. You don't have to be scared, Miss Min. You just have to be smart. He flicked his eyes to his men. Take her. Two of them moved, one grabbing Rika's wrist while the other aimed the gun square at her chest. She tried to wrench free, hissing, "Get your hands off me! Enough!" Jungkook's tone cut through her protests. "Tell your father this. If he wants to see his eldest daughter alive again, he'll come to me, in person. No police, no games." Rika glared at him even as the gun pressed closer. "You are insane." "No." Jungkook's jaw flexed. "I'm inevitable." And that was the moment you stepped into the hallway, drawn by the shouting, your slippers scuffing softly against the floor. The second your eyes took in the scene, Rika restrained, strangers with guns, the man in the center staring like a wolf, your stomach dropped. "Onni," your voice trembled. "What's happening?" Every head turned toward you, including Jungkook's. For the first time since he entered, his expression shifted. The sharp edge dulled, his eyes widening just slightly as they landed on you. Your fingers gripped the doorframe as you took another hesitant step into the living room. You weren't supposed to be there. You could tell from the way Rika's face drained of color. "Ryan, go back to your room now." But your wide, innocent eyes stayed fixed on the stranger in the suit. He wasn't like the others. The air bent differently around him, heavier, darker, but somehow magnetic. He stilled the moment his gaze landed on you. Gone was the cold, cutting sharpness he wore when speaking to Rika. Something softened in his eyes, something dangerous in its own right, like a man who had spent years searching only to stumble across a jewel by accident. "So," Jungkook murmured, his tone lower, slower as if he was savoring every word, "you are his youngest gem." You blinked confused, your voice trembling yet honest. "And who are you, Mr. Handsome?" The room froze, even his men exchanged glances. No one spoke to John Jungkook like that. No one dared, but he chuckled, low in his throat, as if the simple words amused him more than anything he had heard in years. He took a slow step forward, his eyes never leaving your face. Rika snapped, struggling against the man holding her. "Stay away from her." Jungkook didn't even glance her way. His focus was locked on you, drinking in every flicker of confusion, every tremor of fear, every unguarded piece of innocence. "Careful, Angel," he said smoothly, stopping just close enough for you to feel the heat of his presence. "When you call a man like me handsome, he might just take it the wrong way." Your brows knitted together. "What do you mean?" Jungkook tilted his head, lips curving in a smirk that was equal parts dangerous and enchanted. "I mean, he might decide he wants to keep you." The silence that followed was deafening. Rika's jaw clenched. "Stay away from her, or what?" Jungkook shot back, stepping closer to you. His fingers brushed your cheek again, lingering against the softness. He exhaled slowly, his tone mocking yet laced with a strange fascination. "Your father really hid you well, a gem like you, clueless of his filthy world." You flinched at his touch, panic rising as you tried to push his hand away. "Don't touch me." "Who even are you? What do you want?" His chuckle was low, amused at your resistance. "I told you, sweetheart. I'm the man your father betrayed, and you are his new debt." "Debt?" Your voice cracked as fear clawed at your throat. "I don't understand. I don't know anything about exactly." Jungkook cut in, his grip suddenly firm around your wrist. His eyes darkened as his voice dropping to a cold promise. "And that's why I want you. Innocent, untouched by his lies, something pure in a rotten family." "Let her go!" Rika screamed, standing halfway before a gun dug into her ribs, forcing her back down. She fought against the man, restraining her, her eyes burning with rage. "If you want me, then take me. Leave her out of this. She's just a student. She knows nothing." Jungkook finally turned his gaze toward Rika, his expression flattening into stone. He tugged you forward until you stumbled against him, his arm looping possessively around your waist. The chill of his rings pressed against your skin as his grip tightened. "You don't get to decide, Miss Min," he said coldly. "Your father does." Rika's breathing quickened. "What?" He cut her off, his tone sharp as a blade. Tell Mensiyuk this. If he wants to see his youngest daughter alive again, he'll surrender to me personally. No running, no tricks. He shows up on his knees in front of me. Otherwise, his hand brushed your cheek again, his thumb pressing into the softness as he smiled. I keep her. Rika's eyes widened, horror flooding her features. You bastard, careful. Jungkook warned, his gaze cutting like steel. Every word out of your mouth risks her life. You thrashed in his grip, panic flooding you. Let me go. I don't even know what you are talking about. I don't know anything about my father's business. Please. For a fleeting moment, Jungkook's smirk softened into something darker, deeper. His eyes scanned your tearful face, the panic trembling in your voice. He leaned in until his lips brushed the shell of your ear, his whisper sending a shiver down your spine. I know you don't, sweetheart, he murmured. That's why I'll teach you. In my world, you learn everything. No, you cried, struggling harder, your fists hitting his chest. But he only chuckled, unbothered. Cute, even when you are scared, you fight. His hand shifted, gripping your chin firmly, forcing your wide eyes to meet his. Don't worry, you'll get used to me. Everyone does. Rika's voice broke as she tried one last time. Please leave her, she's all I have. Jungkook silenced her with a glare, his tone sharp enough to slice the air. Your father made his choice the day he betrayed me, and now I'm making mine. With a snap of his fingers, two of his men closed in, holding Rika back as she screamed your name. Jungkook's arm tightened around you as he turned for the door, dragging you with him. Say goodbye, Miss Min. You'll see her again if your father learns how to beg. And with that, you were pulled into the night. Protests swallowed by the roar of black engines and the suffocating grip of the mafia boss who had already claimed you as his own. Your heart raced as Jungkook's men dragged you outside. Black cars lined the street, engines purring like predators waiting to devour. The night air was sharp against your skin, but Jungkook's grip around your wrist burned hotter than fire. Let me go, you cried, trying to pull back. Careful. One of his men warned, shoving you forward, but Jungkook stopped him with a sharp look. Don't touch her. He ordered. His voice was soft, almost casual, but his men froze instantly. The authority in his tone was absolute. Confusion rippled through you as he pulled open the car door himself and guided you in, not roughly, not like you expected, but with an unsettling gentleness. Once you were inside, the door shut with a heavy thud, trapping you in the leather scented silence. The city lights blurred past as the car pulled away. You pressed yourself against the window, breathing fast, clutching your notebook like it was a shield. Scared. You flinched, turning toward him. He was sitting beside you, relaxed, legs spread slightly, one arm draped lazily across the seat as if he owned not only the car but the very air you breathed. Your lips trembled. Of course I'm scared. You barged into my house with guns and you think I would hurt you? He interrupted, tilting his head. The faintest smile curved his lips, but his eyes were fixed entirely on you, like you were the only thing in the world worth looking at. You blinked, unsure how to answer. His stare was too intense, too strange. Jungkook leaned closer, his hand lifting slowly until his fingers brushed your cheek. You gasped, trying to turn away, but he gently pressed your face back toward him. Soft, he murmured, his thumb running across the curve of your cheek. His eyes darkened, not with cruelty, but with something far more dangerous fascination. So soft it doesn't even feel real. You stiffened, your breath catching. Stop touching me. But instead of anger, he chuckled, low and warm, like you had just amused him. I'm sorry, Angel, but you have no idea what you do to me, he said almost to himself. Those cheeks, that innocence in your eyes, I've never seen anything like it. I could get addicted. Your chest tightened. No one had ever looked at you this way, like you were a treasure. But it scared you more than comforted you. The rest of the ride was silent, except for the weight of his gaze. You kept your eyes fixed on the window, but you could feel him staring, unblinking, as if memorizing every detail of your face. The car stopped when the door opened. You found yourself standing before a mansion, tall iron gates, marble columns, lights glowing like fireflies in the night. It was beautiful and terrifying all at once. Come. Jungkook said simply, his hand curling around yours. You tried to pull back, but his grip was firm yet gentle, never hurting, never forcing, just refusing to let go. Inside, the mansion was breathtaking. Chandeliers glittered, painting lined the walls, the floor gleamed like glass. Everything screamed wealth and power, but you didn't care. You just wanted to go home. Why are you doing this? Your voice cracked as he led you into a grand living room. I don't know anything about my father's world. I'm not part of this. Please let me go. Jungkook turned, looking at you fully. For the first time, his expression softened, still intense but almost tender. He stepped closer, his hand lifting to cup your face again. Exactly. He whispered, you are untouched, pure, the only thing in your father's filthy world that isn't tainted. Your lips parted, but no words came. His thumb brushed your cheek again, slower this time, almost reverent. His gaze flickered between your eyes and your lips, and his breath hitched. You are terrified of me now, but one day you'll fall in love with me, and I'll make sure of it. Your heart pounded at his words. Never, you whispered, though your voice shook. He only chuckled again, stepping back slightly but not letting go of your wrist. We'll see, sweetheart, we'll see. That night, Jungkook didn't lock you in a dungeon, didn't throw you into darkness like your worst fears had imagined. Instead, he guided you to a lavish bedroom, soft bed, silk sheets, a balcony overlooking the garden. As you stood there uncertain, he leaned against the door frame, cigarette in hand, watching you with that same dangerous fascination. You'll sleep here, he said simply. You turned to him confused. And what do you expect from me? He smiled, taking a slow drag of his cigarette. Nothing, except that you exist where I can see you. Your brows furrowed. What does that even mean? His eyes dropped to your lips, then lingered on your cheeks again. His voice lowered, rougher, almost desperate. It means I'm already addicted, sweetheart, and addictions are hard to let go of. So you're going to hurt me? He chuckled, closing the door behind him. Relax, sweetheart, I'm not here to hurt you. Then why am I here? Your voice cracked. Why didn't you take my sister like you planned? Why me? For a moment he didn't answer. He crossed the room slowly, every step deliberate, until he stood before you. He crouched down so his eyes were level with yours. His fingers lifted, brushing your cheek again, always your cheeks. His thumb pressed softly into the curve as if testing if you were real. Because the moment I saw you, he whispered, his gaze heavy, I knew I couldn't let anyone else touch you. Your innocence, your softness. Do you even know how rare that is in my world? You swallowed hard, your chest rising and falling with shaky breaths. I don't want to be in your world. His smirk was faint, almost sad. You don't have a choice, but I'll make sure you never see the ugly parts of it. You frowned, whispering, why are you like this with me? You threatened my sister. You broke into our house. But with me? Because you are different. He cut in firmly, his hand slipped to cup your jaw, tilting your face so you couldn't look away. His voice lowered, rough and possessive, because I've never wanted anything more than I want you, and I always take what I want. Your lips parted, but no words came. His gaze softened slightly, dropping to your lips, then flicking back to your wide, terrified eyes. He smiled faintly. You'll fall in love with me, he murmured, as if it were a promise to himself more than to you. One day you'll look at me and forget you were ever afraid. He pulled back then, standing tall again, exhaling smoke into the air. Rest now. You'll need your strength. And just like that, he left you alone, his obsession lingering in the air like his calling, dark, addictive, and terrifyingly inescapable.